Previously in the channel, we talk about the potential of the metaverse and what it will mean, especially to how crypto platforms will be shaped in the future. In that certain video, we talk about Decentraland and how good they were looking to take the top spot in the metaverse world. However, creeping up from the shadows is a new metaverse in town and is doing its best to take the top spot in the race. Hello and welcome to another episode from the channel. Here at Crypto Cash Out, we talk about everything and anything that falls under the crypto space. Before we begin, we would like to make it clear that we are not financial advisors and we only seek to share information to you. As fans of crypto, we also want what's best for you, and that is for you to do additional research after this video. Moreover, we are going to do a little bit of comparison with the topic's rival, which is Decentraland. So, if you want a more in-depth analysis of that, we have a video on it, so go check it out. In the later part of 2021, Facebook, the company, announced that they will be rebranding themselves as Meta in order to fit in with the current trends in the internet world. With the announcement, it boosted the popularity of some, if not all, metaverse projects. One of the projects that was affected was Decentraland, who was already making a case as the best metaverse platform ever, but it also boosted the popularity of a certain Sandbox game that is conveniently named Sandbox. Sandbox previously had no business in the blockchain world. The company behind the game is Pixel, and they had no knowledge about crypto. They were a small group of people that would develop games for people to enjoy. In 2012, they created a 2D mobile game called the Sandbox Evolution, which, by the way, is still available in the Play Store. This game became the basis of the Sandbox we know today. A couple of years later, the game transitioned to be more of a 3D experience for players. After that, the company was bought by Animoca Brands and they had a lot of plans for the future of the game. Animoca wanted to explore the world of blockchain, and they thought that Pixel was the right team for the job. With technological research and development, Animoca wanted them to create a game that was fully built on the Ethereum blockchain to receive multiple investments to improve the game. They were successful in doing so. All of this started in 2018, and after a couple of years, the alpha of the game was finally released in November 2021, a lot later than the original date that they planned to release it. But it was working out for them because this was around the time Facebook announced the rebranding that helped boost the platform. These days, the Sandbox is now a lot like Decentraland, where it is also a 3D virtual world that gives clients the chance to purchase up to 166,000 plots of lands in the game and use them to their will in the Sandbox. It can be gathered into domains that are claimed by one person or regions that are owned by at least a pair of players. The game leverages on the blockchain's capacity to make a revenue for the lands people purchase. The lands can be used for whatever the owner of the land wants it to be. To design the lands, a player must make use of Vox Edit, which is a comprehensive application that includes a modeler, animator, and an NFT maker. This application is super easy to use, but the potential to make great creations is endless. And because of the NFT maker, avatars in the game can be created through Vox Edit, which is a neat feature of the platform. There is also a marketplace in the network that allows people to make their own NFTs and sell them for a price. Because of this, Sandbox has been rising through the crypto ranks thanks to the deals and transactions being made. In fact, it is positioned as one of the 10 best NFT projects by deal volume. In addition to the lands and their use, the owners can now edit it to what they like. Such an example is with letting other users rent the land for a price. In addition, Sandbox is set up to be like a video game as to offer missions, games, and other challenges so that players can receive rewards. This is because Pixel has had a long history with creating and setting up games in PC and mobile, and they have collaborated with some of the biggest teams worldwide. The experience Pixel has with game development is really unmatched by some, and their future seems bright. In fact, while people are still planning what they want to do for the year 2022, Sandbox is already looking ahead to 2023. They want to make the game cross-platform, which makes it so that PC and mobile gamers can interact with one another without worrying too much about the system. It is also reported that they want to introduce the metaverse to Xbox and PlayStation users alike. Also, with funding help from their Sandbox Foundation, they plan to release around 5,000 different games of different genres in the platform for players to enjoy and earn tokens with. They also plan to create in-game jobs wherein players can work and manage their business within the game. This means that the world of Sandbox would want to make a world where currencies and jobs are happening in the game. Speaking of funding, they also have a couple of companies backing them up. Their partners include Adidas, South China Post, Atari, Samsung Next, LG, Kingsway Capital, and so much more. Even TV shows and cartoons like The Walking Dead, Hell's Kitchen, and Care Bears have shown their interest in the platform. But the most interesting collaboration they might have made is with the mother flippin' DOGG himself, Snoop Dogg. Now, this is interesting because this means that virtual concert in Sandbox will be a thing in the future, and it will be no surprise if Snoop Dogg will be one of the artists performing here. But that's just speculation from us. Now, let's talk about the price of the token and its future projections. At the current time of writing this video, each SAN is priced at an impressive $3.26, more than Mana but not too much. The difference between the price of the tokens is negligible. Even though that SAN is more valuable currently than Mana, its market cap is lower at around $3.5 billion. This is due to the fact that there is less supply in circulation. Currently, there are just over 1.09 billion tokens released, which is 36% from the maximum supply. If they also release all of it, the value of the token will go down because there is no scarcity. But what do projections say about the future price of SAN? First, let's head on to Trading Beast. They predict the coin to end the year at a 10% growth with a price of $3.88. The token will continue growing throughout the years. In 2025, they see the coin growing to a price averaging $6.64. The best case scenario for them in 2025 is a price of $8.3. The website Crypto Quadriga believes that the coin will have an unbelievable bullish run in the year 2022. How crazy is that? If everything goes to Sandbox way, we may see the coin rise to $15.74 this year according to them. But that's the best case scenario. For 2025, the lowest expected price for SAN will be around $6, while it could go as high as $27.59. They also predict the coin to be around $30 to $50 by 2026 to 2028. But this will be a long time from now and a lot of things may change in the market, so be sure to do your own research. Our last forecast is taken care of by Digital Coin Price. For them, they expect the coin to end the year on a high note with a price of $4.11 by December 2022. In 2025, they expect the coin to be around $6.83, which is a growing number to say the least. Lastly, in the long-term run, they expect SAN to slow down. They predict the token to be valued at $15.4 by 2030. Now the tokens are used for a lot of things. The most common use, of course, is through the purchase of NFTs and trading it into the market. You can also use the tokens to lease some lands and use it for your own good until your rent is over. Purchase of lands is also an option in Sandbox. At one time, there was a piece of land here in the game that sold for $11,000. If you think that price is reasonable, that was the smallest chunk of land that was sold. People are not afraid to buy lands here, as there was a case where people would pay thousands of dollars to have land that is next to Snoop Dogg's house in Sandbox. There was also a piece of estate that was sold last year for a price of over $874,000. But the most expensive of all was a land that was bought by Republic Realm for a price of, get this, $4.3 million. But with money as large as this, there might be some people that argue, oh, but mining of coin will be bad for the environment, blah blah. Don't worry too much about that because they have also partnered with Polygon, which is a company that aims to reduce carbon being released in the air when mining for coins. Because of Polygon, the carbon footprint of the game will be lessened significantly. You can also stake the tokens because it is a standard ERC-20 token, which means as a holder of the token, you can stake it and benefit from their staking rewards. Now, whether you love it or you hate it, because you are the biggest fan of Decentraland, you can't argue with how Sandbox is growing thanks to the moves and partnerships it is making along the way. And since it has been released in November 2021, more and more people seem to be interested of the token and want to explore the world of Sandbox. Thanks for watching this edition of Crypto Cash Out. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. If you want to help us grow as a channel, you can also subscribe to that. We get to more people and make more videos like this. Speaking of videos, we have a video on Sandbox main rival, Decentraland. You can go check that out if you want to. Also, comment down below your thoughts about Sandbox for a chance at a shoutout giveaway in the next video. Stay safe and have fun cashing out!